James, did you catch any footage of the race that stopped No Nation?
Yeah, I did actually. I saw it, and I need to talk about this because I was very, very disappointed in Christopher Key. Now, look, I know that he blew a quad.
Well, look, did he?
I mean, I've been known to blow a calf, but that's standard for the Waikato. So that's. But when I saw Chris Key, and I saw what happened to him running the second leg of the relay,
yes,
he looked quick.
Yeah.
But the fact that he kind of got injured, blew a tyre after about 15, 20 metres, and for me ruined the race.
Made it about himself, didn't he?
He did. He pulled focus massively. He's done that before. The reason why I'm saying this is because it reflects poorly on Crowd Goes Wild because he started there. Yeah. So I don't want...
He came out of the Crowd Goes Wild Academy.
Yeah, it looks like we sort of produce a bunch of losers, which we do. But he wasn't one of them. He was our finest graduate.
Yeah.
And we had real high hopes for him.
Is that it for him?
The sky's the limit, we'd say, except at actual Sky you can go now. And so we sent him over here to the radio.
Yeah.
I think he's one and done. That's the end of his sporting career. I don't want to see him on my social channels again.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't look at him right now, and so I've texted him my disappointment, and he says he doesn't want to even. I said do a rematch because you're better than that, and he goes, no, it's got to be something different. Well, so I don't know what he's up to.
Look, I mean, he was also a massive drain on the public health system as well because with that slight tear of his quad, he went to A&E. Now, he got wheelchaired to his car. Someone had to drive him to A&E. There were people in that A&E who were ill, quite sick or injured. And he marched in there and said, I'm Chris Key from Radio Hauraki.
And when you say marched, he wheeled himself in. He wheeled himself in.
You may recognise me. I'm quite important. Can I see a doctor immediately? And the doctor's like, this is a minor tear. Go home, take some Panadine and go to bed. And surprisingly enough, he was walking around yesterday.
Well, this might spawn a spin-off opportunity for him for business, like Keezie's tears.
Yes.
Because I would probably drink those tears happily, and I'm sure you would too.
Yeah.
Because just watching that, I was so looking forward to that relay, and for me now it just doesn't count because, I saw Pugs in his bare feet, and Jace gave up on that anchor leg.
He did. He completely gave up. I passed him, whispered some encouraging words into his ear as I passed him, and then he just gave up.
So there needs to be something else. I've suggested the Amazing Jace, which is we chase Jason Hoyt around at different locations around Auckland.
That would be his worst nightmare.
It needs to happen though. So,
having to interact with anyone from the public.
Yeah,
it's useless now. But hypothetically, James, after seeing what you've seen from the footage, do you think that if Keyzie hadn't have blown a tyre, that race could have been a lot closer than what we saw? Do you think the Big Show actually could have won it?
Yeah, I think they could have, but Jace was doing something weird. He took off so early that he was almost outside the transition zone.
Well, that was their plan because they wanted the transition zone of relays has actually grown. It's a good 20 metres now, and so he just hung at the far end of the transition because they wanted him to run the least.
Right.
So that's why he almost ran out of the actual zone. Yeah. He had to run back into it and collect the baton.
Pretty much.
But it was as good as gone at that point, I have to say.
It was gone. I don't know. We'll never know. And so that's why
That's what's hard about it, yeah.
Yeah, I want a rematch so bad. But I don't know what to do about Keyzie, and I'm not sure why there was a wheelchair there in the first place.
Well, it was at the AUT. So it was at the Millennium Institute. They've got wheelchairs there.
But why did Keyzie demand one?
That, again, and I rubbed salt into the wound by giving him my medal as well, like a Sonny Bill Williams moment. I gave it to the little kid who was crying. He didn't appreciate that. But.
You know when Logan Paul and KSI, this is not a great reference, but they did one of their first YouTube boxing fights and it was a draw, and then no one was given the I don't know, closure that they deserved. Yep. That's a little bit how I feel right now. I know it's over and I know the Breakfast guys won, but my mind is still wandering and I don't have the closure from the event that I need.
Totally. It's kind of ruined everything. There's a bad taste in the mouth. It's
that's what it is.
It's all because of Keyzie, and I think that he's going to probably reflect on this and find no blame for himself. That's what I think will happen. Yeah,
I think so. I think you're right. So. Okay, let's put all that to bed now. No more talk of that. Let's get into it. Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios, this is the Agenda podcast for Friday, May the 30th.
The Agenda podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Before we get into the last round of Super Rugby, James, have you seen the footage of that schoolboy rugby team who went to kick the penalty and then kicked it into the corner to score the try?
Yes, I have. Marlborough boys.
Yeah.
Signalling a shot at goal, puts the ball on the tee. The shot's pretty much straight out in front. Instead, he kicks it, grubbers it really, across to the dead ball area, which is ridiculously close as well. Like, he only took the ball back about, maybe 10 metres from the post, and so he grubbers it to the corner. It almost went out, actually.
Yes, it was just about a disaster.
Yeah.
But apparently the rules say you've got to take an honest attempt at the goal, apparently.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no words honest attempt or don't be a dick or no shithousery in the laws. So because of that, I think they probably did what they had to do, which was award the try.
Yeah.
Which is, we didn't realise you guys were going to do it like that. And so,
I've seen similar to that. Have you seen where the penalty, where they say they're going to kick they're like, say, 5 metres out, 5 metres in from touch, and there's a penalty, or 10 metres in, and they signal to kick it into touch, and they just kick it straight to the winger? Have you seen that? I've seen that a couple of times, where it doesn't go into touch, it just goes straight to the winger, and then they run over. I've seen that.
Yeah, a bit of that is fine. I've always thought that when you place the ball down on the ground and you allow time for either the halfback to tap or the first five to come up and kick for the line, there's an opportunity to kick that ball like a football corner out to the wing.
Yes,
You know,
that'd be quite cool.
Yeah,
Off the ground.
Yeah, so you place it in a nice spot, so the sweet spot's just facing all right for maybe, say, James Lowe on the left wing, and he pumps it out to Mac Hansen on the right, just straight off the ground. Because the grounds are so flat and beautiful now. Like, if you try to do it back in our day, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. But
the balls were more bulbous, but if you ever played with a leather ball...
Oh, yeah, the Adidas, brown Adidas.
I'd 100% back myself to hit a sweet corner to the other side, like, switch play, total football, Dutch of the 1970s. I'm going on a tangent here, G Lane, but I was going to say Nigel Owens, he tweeted at Sky Sport. So he says, Nigel Owens, of course, legend referee, no try. You must make a genuine attempt to kick a goal before the try can be allowed to stand. This clearly wasn't.
So an honest attempt.
So he's saying you must make a genuine attempt. I think Nigel's right. You must. You should.
Yeah.
You really should. But I don't think in the laws it just says you must have a kick at goal.
Yeah. So they gave the try, didn't they?
Yeah.
Maybe we should look at a rule change. Is it NFL where if you've got the conversion attempt, you can opt to run it in and get the extra point?
Yeah.
Maybe we should look at something like that in Super Rugby.
How about you get rid of the conversions?
Or you
get rid of penalty kicks.
Well, I've advocated fewer points for a rolling maul try. I think that would.
Yeah, because there's just so much truck and trailer, there's human centipede.
You tell me that there's no laws being broken. I know there's obviously the anomaly that they allow it, but then there's so much shit that goes on that they don't pick up.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you scored a try, but technically, and also, turns out nobody's allowed to defend it without getting yellow carded as well. So fuck that shit. Like, honestly, just go. Well, it's a 4-point try and no conversion or whatever, or something. Like, it's okay, but it's not really that great.
Oh, but then you'll be like, what is a rolling maul if you peel off the back and score? Is that, rolling maul gets to the line, you peel off the back and score? Is that a rolling maul?
I think that's okay.
That's okay?
That's okay, yeah, because as long as you at some point have to face the defence and not pussy out behind your mate's ass, then
hang out of your mate's ass.
Yeah, because that's all you're doing.
No one wants to be hanging out of your mate's ass.
So this is, forwards will get all upset about it and stuff.
Cody Taylor's not going to like this.
Cody, okay, come at me, Cody.
Yeah, what about the big 50-inch Samsung?
He won't like it either. All the hookers,
you're picking all the
hookers are going to hate it, mate.
You're picking fights with some pretty big units.
I know. I'm not happy about what I've just said, but I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it because they're not letting people defend it properly.
How do you defend it?
Exactly.
You just push. You have to push harder.
The immovable object versus the irresistible force. Something's got to give. Sometimes it hits the deck.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean some poor bastard has to go to the bin. Sometimes you can see somebody dragging it down.
Yeah.
I admit that. But other times they are full on guessing, and it freaking ruins the game. So like, if you're going to do something that's inherently illegal and you get rewarded for it, doesn't mean that someone has to suddenly get punished and it pretty much decides the entire outcome of the game. These are one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why rugby struggles for crowds, I reckon.
Yeah.
You're going to go, come on, son, we might see a rolling maul today.
Oh, in the Waikato, though. That's the biggest cheer of the day, goes when the rolling maul. I can remember as a kid, when the rolling maul started on halfway with the Moolus, the whole crowd would be like, and you just the bells would go. And we're like, oh, fucking rolling maul.
The bells. And to be honest, that team, which we loved, captained by Mitch, was all about the pushover scrum.
The rolling maul and the pushover scrum.
Pushover scrum. That was the most excitement.
They'd roll it from halfway. The pushover scrum. How many tries did John Mitchell score with a pushover?
I take that back because my dad probably did say we might see a pushover scrum today. So
I think we saw a pushover the other day. It was like a very rare occurrence now.
I know, but it happened all the time.
Yeah,
and that was when the first time I saw penalty tries given willy-nilly, you know?
Pushover try.
Yeah, okay.
Bring it back. So last round of Super Rugby this weekend. Not much on the line. There is 3 teams that can make the top 6 who are fighting it out, the Blues, Moana, and the Retars.
Yes.
You got to say it's probably going to be the Blues, isn't it?
The Blues have the best chance because they play an early game, so it's 4:30 against the Tars at Eden Park here, and they've got Mark Talia back from his spare tackle ban. They seem to be pretty much at full strength apart from Sam Darry, who's not available. But I think this is pretty much the Blues at high octane. Caleb Clark's out there. Rico Ioane. I think they've moved AJ Lamond back in the second 5. But yeah, they've got a lot of weapons. If they can get that bonus point win, which is really the key, because they level on points with Moana. Moana have more wins, so they would go through, right, if they level on points. But if they can get the bonus point win, then the Moana have to beat the Canes with a bonus point.
So Blues win with a bonus point, they ruin the weekend, don't they?
They pretty much do. If they just win, then we can at least watch the next game and go, oh, it could be popcorn, but I don't think I think the Canes will win that one because they want the best possible finish. Yeah.
So where can they finish the Hurricanes? If they win, they move into
something.
Move into second or something. Second or third?
It doesn't matter. All the stuff we're talking about is literally out of date by tomorrow. But I mean, it's still interesting though. Yes.
According to our paperwork, the best they can finish is 4th, the Canes. And then the worst stuff 5th.
Yeah.
So
exactly. But there's still enough to play for because you're playing for XYZ home semi potentially all this kind of stuff.
And then we'll explain
quarters.
We'll explain it next week. We won't get into the weeds.
You do the weeds. Do the weeds on a day when you really want to read things out on your reading out day.
Yeah, because the reading out day, that's when we go through the finals format.
That's right. Yeah, so you can do that on Monday when I'm not here or something and make it the reading out podcast.
Do you know how it works?
Kind of. Yeah, I do.
Well, that's what we're going to talk to you next week.
Okay.
I kind of get it, but then if you lose, you drop down a point. So let's say Chiefs qualify first.
Yes.
They play the 6th place team.
Yeah.
If they lose, they get a second chance.
Yes, they do.
And
they'll probably play at home.
Okay.
In their second chance. But they drop down their seeding, so they would not host the final.
Okay.
Because they were quarterfinal losers.
Oh, okay.
So they drop down one place. I thought they'd drop down right to the bottom of the seeds, but no. So it means potentially they could still host a home semi-final if the other seed gets rolled by a lower seed.
So if
the other top seed.
So 1st and 2nd both lose.
Yeah.
So
no, wait a second. You're talking about Chiefs as first, so they moved to 2nd.
Yeah.
So they are 2nd.
Yes. No, but
so that means they wouldn't host the final because they'll be out of the competition. G Lane. What are you talking about?
No. So say the Hurricanes. Who are 2nd? Who are going to come 2nd? The Crusaders.
Crusaders, right?
What if the Chiefs and the Crusaders lose over final weekend?
Yeah.
What happens then? They both get a second chance?
Yeah, they do.
No. Just the top.
Just the top.
But if the Chiefs win and the Crusaders lose, they get another chance.
Holy shit.
Why don't they just 1 and 2 just get the week off?
If 4th, 5th, and 6th lose their first finals game,
they're out.
They're out, eh?
3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th lose.
Third
they're
as
out.
well. Okay, cool.
It's just the first 2 that get a second bite.
Right. Okay. Shit's going to get confusing if,
Yeah,
they both,
I'm
if
not
the
sure.
first and second team
Okay,
lose.
well, who cares?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, damn it. We talked about it. You drew me into this shit. Let's go back to Marlborough
I
Boys.
can help you. I lured you in.
Damn it. I knew you wanted to talk about numbers. You're still a bean counting, number crunching general manager at heart,
I'm
aren't you?
just trying to understand it.
You've moved into the world of content, which means things have to be interesting, G Lane.
Why don't they
You
just have
can't
the week
talk
off?
about ledgers all the time.
Why can't they just have the week off? The top two and the
Yep.
bottom four play off and then play the top two.
That's a good idea. It's probably
Let's move on.
Even
for
Jeff
the love
Wilson
of
was
God.
confused. I heard him on Radio Hauraki yesterday.
They got him on deliberately to go,
and
how good is your maths? Is your maths?
Even he spun him around himself in circles as well. He didn't really know what was going on. But we do need to make our win prediction this weekend, James. So I need you. Let's rattle off the games.
Okay.
And we'll whack a multi on that.
Yep. We got done over by the ref, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
It was, what game was the final game of the weekend? The Western Weakness.
Yeah.
They had that game. Bloody hell.
Okay, so we have.
Actually, it was just the Western Weakness. They kind of.
So we've got Chiefs Highlanders tonight. That's going to be Chiefs.
Yep.
By a country mile.
Lock it in, yeah.
We've got the Crusaders Brumbies in Canberra.
Ooh.
That's a spicy one. Brumbies are 197, Crusaders 180. So Crusaders favourites, but just.
Crusaders will win it.
Brumbies are home though.
I'll go
Niggly
Brumbies.
trip.
I'll go
Love it.
Brumbies.
Yeah, okay.
It's a niggly trip. I was talking to someone who used to work at the Hurricanes, and that was their most dreaded, even worse than going to South Africa, was going to Canberra, because you have to go to Sydney and you've got a connecting flight to Canberra, and it's a full day.
It's a little bit how I imagine away NRL teams feel when they come to Penrose.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Blues, Waratahs. Oh, Blues on that one. They're paying $1.06.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's the Hurricanes Moana. You're going Hurricanes for that. And Reds Drua in Queensland. Reds.
Go
are
Reds.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is paying only paying $3.45 for picking all of those games. So
Yeah, it's interesting. The TAB have got no love for the Tars.
No.
And I'm predicting they've got no love for Moana.
no, one are at $3.70. Hurricanes at $1.25.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's not paying a lot, but we'll chuck the hundy on.
Okay.
We'll just fill the coffers for that one. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with some maybe
stuff.
non-related, non-rugby related content.
Okay.
Rightio, James, we're into the time of year where I pay attention to the NBA. They're down to the last 4 teams. Probably the unsexiest teams that I can think of.
history?
In history, is it?
Yeah, you'd probably say there's only one player who you'd say, wow, highlight reel guy.
Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards, he's gone.
Yeah. Is he out now as well?
Yeah, they got knocked out by
got
OKC
knocked
yesterday, yeah.
And for people who don't follow NBA, he's the guy, he's the baddie on The Hustle, the Adam Sandler basketball movie. Have you watched that?
Is he in that?
Yeah, he's the one who whispers into Big Bo Cruz's ear, "There, your daughter up there? I make a good daddy."
Oh, that's right. I've seen that.
Yeah. So
it's
if you don't know, that's Anthony Edwards. So, and that's why. And he also gives absolutely no fucks, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he got spanked, and in the end, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, look, some people would like Shea Gilgeous highlights. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is his name. The name's so long that it's hard to fit on the back of his singlet, his jersey. So he is leading the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is a team average age 23 or 24 or something, real young team. And they've got a beanpole there, Chet Holmgren.
He is the biggest beanpole.
He's a massive beanpole. And then they've got this other guy, Jalen Williams, who is a proper star as well, which helps. So they've really got three big stars. And all the pieces work, and they can defend well, and they do everything well. And so everyone's saying that doesn't matter who wins out of the Pacers or Knicks, probably the Pacers, that it'll be OKC. However, the Pacers, they're interesting, G Lane.
Why are they interesting?
Tyrese Halliburton is this guy who...
the overrated guy, yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls him overrated. There's a player poll. They said, no, he sucks. He's a tall guard who's just a facilitator. He's a passer, which is a good thing to be, I reckon, because I reckon it's the easiest skill in basketball. And the commentators jizz their frickin' pants over any pass. It's like, he passed the ball. Shooting it's fucking hard. Like, I mean, that's the hard bit. Like, yeah, I gave it to someone else. And they even, like, they do this, they see a bounce pass and they're like, oh. And some of the no-look shit from guys like Nikola Jokic is crazy, though.
Yeah.
It is amazing. And I appreciate that. But the no-look pass has been around. Circa Hamilton Boys High touch. Late 80s.
On the wrap around.
Yeah, the wrap around. I can just give it, mate. Stuff. Yeah. Pretend that you're going for the try and then give it around the back. That's what I used to like because it's like, for me, it's like a fucking, like a tree, Pinus radiata falling, you know. So I'm not going to, so of course I'm not going to score. But you get the little whippet coming in going, oh, I'll be able to touch this big fat bastard. And I go, no, it's gone. It's gone to the guy on the inside and you mupp it.
What about, who's the hooker for the Warriors? He's big on the no-look passes. Wade Egan. Have you seen Wade Egan's no-look?
Yeah, he does like
constant no-look. That's his go-to. He's more no-look than look.
But it's not a Showtime no-look.
No,
it's not an under pressure like, you know, like back in the day in the Waikato. Anyway, so Halliburton's got this underrated, like, he's the Batman, so his Robin is Pascal Siakam. Yeah. And he is a good Robin because, you know, Michael Jordan needed
Scottie Pippen.
Exactly. Larry Bird had Kevin McHale, all this, etc., etc. He's got this guy, Pascal Siakam. He's been Robin before for bloody Kawhi Leonard at the Toronto Raptors. So he was kind of the second option there. And he's a perfect Robin because, Mash, you'd agree, he's never going to be Batman, right?
No, never. Unfortunately. I love Pascal Siakam.
Yeah,
he had that mint series for Toronto when they won the league with Kawhi. I think the Pacers are the best team to watch. I think they're exciting.
And also, you got Halliburton's dad, who's an absolute wild card.
That adds another dynamic to the whole thing.
He's been locked into the corporate box, and he's not allowed courtside.
Yeah, the Pacers are cool to watch, though, because if you like fast basketball, they just hoof it down the court, and all these guys are sort of like zeroing in, like Harlem Globetrotters kind of thing, like who's going to dunk it. And they have got a good team of dunkers as well, because you love a dunk.
Yeah, that's all I watch for. The dunks should be 3 points. We're talking about this with Joe Jury. Dunks should be 3.
Yeah.
3 should be 2.
The Knicks are interesting, though. I feel like the Knicks need this real bad. The Knicks are desperate for it. New York needs it a lot.
The last game today, is it?
Yeah, well, game 5. No, they're up 3-1 at the moment, the Pacers. It's home at New York.
This is to keep it alive, though, in front of all their celebs.
Yeah, well, this is what Pat McAfee, he's a former NFL player.
He's a big star.
Massive podcaster.
He's got
kicker.
ESPN's biggest show.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee show.
So he came out to amp up the crowd for the Pacers?
Yeah.
And he fired a few shots at the celebrity New York Knicks fans.
Indianapolis, Indiana. We got some big wigs from the big city in the building. Spike Lee is here.
Set him up.
Ben Stiller is here.
Boo.
Timothy Chalamet is here.
Oh, I like him.
Chalamet.
Let's send these sons of bitches back to New York with their ears ringing. Let's turn this on.
He's the best of us, eh?
I love that.
If you're gonna go full troll, you have to freaking commit.
Yeah.
You've got to commit, and you have to call them sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then it's just like gentle ribbing.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm calling you sons of bitches.
Yeah, you go home, you
go
sons
home.
of bitches.
Yeah.
But when you throw the kitchen sink at it like that, I think there's almost a level of respect that comes with it. I think Ben Stiller, Timothy Chalamet, and Spike Lee would have been looking at that going, oh, fucking fair play to you, mate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you, Mash. I think they just go, this is theatre.
Yeah.
You own the stage, you get the mic, and you fucking own it.
Yeah.
And it's a mic drop from him.
He spends so much time behind a microphone. He does an 8-hour show a day, Pat McAfee.
8 hours
My
a day?
flatmate I'll get home every evening and he'll just be watching the entire show back to back. It's like, mate, come on. There's more to life than just the Pat McAfee show.
And to be honest, it's not riveting watching.
It's not.
No.
It's like watching a round of golf or something like that.
Yeah.
Like there's ebbs and flows. It's too long. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. But,
What they've done. Sorry, carry on, G Lane.
No, you go.
I was just going to say what they've done with this Pat McAfee thing, which is a modern thing in entertainment, is they're mistaking energy for entertainment. So if you say something with a vein popping out of your neck, fucking hell, that's impressive. Whereas when you sort of break it down, I don't know if your flatmate does this, they're just saying fuck all, really, because like you'd hope that there's somebody at least with some hot take or swimming against the tide or coming up with something really new and interesting.
Just a little yelling.
Yeah, a lot of that and a bit of kind of like, oh, what the? You can't say that. And you can, and it's not. I mean, it almost has more impact when it's Charles Barkley finally he's over it and just says something. You know what I mean? Like that's the.
What's happening to that show? Because TNT's getting boned, aren't they?
Yeah, I saw a clip the other day of tears across set as they did their last show.
They're going to ESPN. Okay, so right, Shaq and Barkley are okay. Like that time that Shaq had to go take a dump in the middle of the live show.
That's right. Who's the guy with the bow tie?
Ernie?
Oh, he's my favourite. Yeah,
Ernie's lovely.
Favorite. Yeah,
he's a top man. And he's battled back from cancer. He's got his own incredible story, Ernie. And he's one of the great sort of moderators of our time, really, sort of dealing with those. I mean, in the end, it's just dealing with Shaq and Charles. Yeah, Charles. Just basically, because the Jet, Kenny, he's lovely, and he's not causing any problems.
Who's the crazy guy? That guy Smith. What's his name? Stephen A. Smith.
He gets paid so much money, it's ridiculous. We need to go. Why is the ACC? Why are we still in Auckland? This place sucks. Why are we here?
That's back to your theory about saying something with the vein sticking out of your neck, though. Like he's a massive example of that. Where
he is.
He'll release a video after a New York Knicks loss or something like that with a bit of passion, and he's not really saying anything other than just being angry, and it does numbers.
Yeah, it does numbers like when he goes, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. It's like, we know.
Yeah.
We all think that. Everyone thinks that. So why are you saying it as if you're mansplaining it back to us? It's not that it's not groundbreaking.
Well, we are working on a succession plan, James, so we can leave New Zealand and go to the US. That's why we're doing the next top commentator.
God, I hope so. Look, I mean, we shouldn't be in Auckland. Like, the media is crumbling around us. It's like it's an absolute shocker. I'm not feeling. I'm surprised that we're all here right now. Every day I walk in and think, Joe won't be here.
It's the day. It's not far away, I think.
Joe won't have a car park for me.
No one will answer the call.
Exactly.
No one. But is your last chance today until 7 o'clock tonight to get your entries in to be New Zealand's next top commentator and call the Super Rugby final, thanks to Max Raft.
Does that mean we get a night off?
No, they're on a different channel, so unfortunately. Bugger. Well, I did say if it's going to be a Brumbies Waratahs or Brumbies Queensland,
the Brumbies are hosting it.
Yeah,
you can do it.
You can do it. You can be on both channels. ACC 1, 2, Hauraki. It's all yours because no one's going to care.
Yep.
So, but hopefully it is a Chiefs Crusaders final, and we can redeem all of our past indiscretions. But yeah, text Max to 3236. All the details are there. You just got till the end of today to enter that, and we are going to announce the winner at halftime tonight, James, during the Chiefs Highlanders game on Radio Hauraki and iHeartradio. But we'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Got a few yours pleases to plough through.
Yours please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Right, we got through 13 yesterday in the Yours Please Omnibus. We do an Omnibus every week, James, because we get sent so many. We can only put 2 or 3 in each episode. So if it doesn't get played, it will get played out in the Omnibus. Is it Omnibus?
Yeah, Omnibus is fine with me.
I think the bus is all right.
We should call it the bussy.
Yesterday, it was mainly questions about the 400-metre relay race, so hopefully today.
Oh, no, there was a lot of Phoenix supporters.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming fuck
Anti-Auckland FC rhetoric coming through. Okay, first one, yours please.
Just as a counterpoint to Lockie Ferguson whinging about having to bowl full pace for an hour in indoor nets when he was a kid. By the way, he's right. But anyway, long story short, Dennis Aberhart used to come over to Westport and give us some advice and tips and whatnot for our Hawke Cup season for bowler. And the reason that he fixed me that I could stay in the team was that for several weekends in a row I'd bowl for 2 hours straight. And Bowler won the Hawke Cup against Canterbury Country. So fuck you, Mash. Stick that up your ass.
He could tell the 30 seconds was coming up, and he really had to get in a bit of abuse for Mash.
Oh, I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. Because I had to bump a call, but you know.
So it's Lockie. We had a good chat to Lockie Ferguson. He came off the long run last week, and he was talking about how a lot of his injuries were from coaches just making him bowl full pace for an hour in the nets. And that's how he got some of his injuries, which was pointless because he was talking about bowling loads and whatnot. And it was very old school just to say, like, if you want to get in the team, I want to see you bowl full pace for an hour on concrete indoor nets.
Well, it's interesting that, isn't it? I read a story today about a cricketer down in Hawke's Bay. His last name's Leopard. There's a guy called Leopard. Anyway, he's playing for Napier City Rovers football.
Saw that.
Because he prefers... He just goes, well, I train really hard. Doesn't really translate in cricket. Like, I can run 10K fast, you know, and all that stuff. He's broken Bowden Barrett's Bronco record and Cam Roygaard's joint. He's beaten it by 7 seconds. So this guy can run. And so he goes, well, I'll play football, soccer, because it gives me my opportunity to just actually show what I can do, which is run like fuck.
Run heaps.
Heaps.
My daughter's under 11 Ripper team. Their coaches put them through a Bronco.
Okay.
It was pretty funny.
No.
So these girls, they're tied back. My daughter comes back and goes, "We had to do a Bronco," and I was like, "Awesome!" And then a beep test. I'm like, "Who are these sickos?"
What was the Bronco time?
I don't know.
She broke 5 minutes.
I don't know. But it's pretty funny that the under 11 Rippers team has been put through Broncos. I think the coaches are great, but I think they were just looking to have 5 minutes or 10 minutes off.
Exactly. You go down there, it's Harry Redknapp or something. What? Yeah, I think your daughter's got promise. Just needed. Just going to work on a Bronco test and then the give and go, you know. Anyway, okay.
Next one.
How are we going, mouth breathers? On the back of your shitload chat,
Oh no.
I've just had an epiphany that there's other metrics of that. It is shitload, fuckload, shit ton, and fuck ton.
Oh.
Now, my question is, are they used interchangeably, or are they 4 different metrics of measurement? Yeah, just a bit of a fucking ponder. Anyway, fuck yeah.
It's so this debate came. I don't know if you've been involved in this debate, James, but someone said shitload, and I was, well, how much is a shitload? So someone said I drank a shitload last night. I was like, well, how much is that? Like 10 beers, 20 beers? It could be 5 beers to some people.
Or the Ned Flanders version, which is the shed load.
It's a Freudian slip.
Yeah, the Ned Flanders version.
Was it
There's a shed load.
There's a shed load.
Yeah.
So shed load, fuck ton, shitload.
And then he did it in order, didn't he? He went shitload, shit ton, fuck ton, which I think is how it goes, really.
Because once you get into the tons, I think that's... Yeah. I think you're talking...
Mega.
Yeah, I think you're talking physical things. Like I had to move a fuck ton of soil in the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I don't... Do you say you've drunk a fuck ton?
No. I mean, maybe you have once or twice in your life you've drunk a fuck ton. But you save that for the once or twice a night. Once or twice in your life night.
I've got a friend who drinks a fuck ton.
Yeah.
I got a couple of friends like that who I'd describe as drink a fuck ton.
Really?
Yeah.
Is one of their names Matt Heath?
No, he doesn't drink that much.
No, he doesn't anymore.
He doesn't drink that much.
Wait, just to tie a ribbon on that. So shitload, fuckload, shit ton, fuck ton.
Yes.
And then shed load, though.
And then a shed load.
Shed load, which is, just
a polite shitload.
Polite shitload.
Okay, sweet. That answers that. Next one, yours, please.
Hey, fellas, can we just say it how it is?
Yep.
McOnie and G Lane are fake fans. Like, the Chiefs are playing on Saturday night. Why aren't you commentating? Why aren't you going to the game? Instead, you're going to go watch bloody soccer. The fuck is that about? Sort yourself out. Give yourself an uppercut. Love you. Fuck you.
I think the scoreline answers that.
Well, we knew it was a bit of a foregone conclusion. We wanted to go and have experience some pain of watching what was pretty much a dreary old soccer football game. And with the equaliser, I was right in line. I was in the Betcher base, right on the byline there. Thanks, Betcher, for having me. And I think I was eating a jalapeno popper. It was bloody hot.
Yeah.
So my judgment could have been impaired at that point.
So your eyes were watering slightly.
Yeah, I was like, well, and then I think it might have actually crossed the byline, but not by much. I mean, fuck, you wouldn't really. Apparently, VAR confirmed it without showing it on camera, which is.
That's weird.
Oh, thanks for that, Australia. Again. Anyway, look, sorry about that, but we're
back tonight.
We're back tonight.
And we're back for the rest of the Chiefs games. So there we go. I mean, look, not fake fans. I mean, I think we've put our fandom out on the line. We commentated horrific losses to the Crusaders, and we've been through that together. If we were fake fans, we wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, the Chiefs mean so much to me that it's actually they've hurt me many times, and I'm still coming back for more. The thing about the Chiefs is that that 2023 grand final, I still think that took something out of me that day, and I'm not sure I'll ever get it back.
Yeah.
Shut up, Mash.
It was when they stuck that dumbass fucking sword or whatever they got into the middle of
I
Rugby
know,
Park.
exactly.
Yeah, and then break danced.
And if I'd crash tackled Razor, it might have had my accreditation revoked. So that was the only reason, because I need accreditation.
Right.
But otherwise, I would have definitely gone in there.
Yeah.
I would have just piled in.
You
I
can't
would have
do
made
that.
it trying to look fun, like, you know, I'm breakdancing too.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do some WWE.
So you
How does a suplex sound?
So you came in for the Richie Mwanga kind of caterpillar, but you just
People's elbow.
down on him.
That's not a dance move. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I got the timing wrong.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in that grand final. The problem is I celebrated the Narawa try. Oh, shit. Why are we talking about it? Let's do the next one. Let's
Going
do the
down
next
the
one.
hole.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, this one's especially for James McOnie.
Oh, timing.
With Ardie Savia going to play for Moana Pacifica and doing such an incredible job of really getting them up there, you know, they possibly make the six this weekend, should Damien McKenzie therefore come and play for the Highlanders in the same kind of situation? Like, you know, he's from down here.
That's true.
Anyway, hooroo.
Would he make a difference, do you think? Like, Ardie made a difference at Moana?
Shit, yeah. It's a good call, really. I mean, I'd hate to lose Damien McKenzie. Technically, Waikato's greatest ever player. All my mates from, I've got mates from university who go, Waikato's never had a true great. And I go, hey, Don Clark. And they go, what? It's fucking 70 years ago. I just go, yeah, but you said never. And he is a true great. But they went because they said you had to, you know, have them grow up there, produce, blah, blah, blah,
okay.
homegrown.
Born and bred,
true great. And it's
Richard
like,
Lowe?
unfortunately, he's Canterbury.
Oh,
he's from where these guys.
He's our
Look
way,
at these two. They're related to him. Look at their eyes.
Gross. Look at them. Look at them smug little fucks.
Do you think now, though, that Ardie has done this, that it might open it up in people's minds as an option to do something with your career? Like, because you guys know rugby better than I do, but have we seen this before? Have we seen a good player go to a shit team and make them good that often in Super Rugby? It feels like it's not that common. You see it in football every now and again, but I feel like now maybe people are going to look at it as a potential way to
Bodie went
progress.
to a pretty shit team.
Yeah, okay.
The Blues.
Yeah,
So low blow
well,
on the Blues.
It's weird though, because given that they are Hurricanes, they're a Hurricanes family through and through, and they love the Crusaders as well. And because Kane played for the Blues, they kind of like the Blues. They hate the Chiefs. The Barretts.
They hate the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, they won't say it.
Well,
but
they were part of the Chiefs for a while. How dare they?
No, they are part of the Chiefs.
Yeah,
their farm is in Chiefs country. Like it or not, that farm is in Chiefs country. Chiefs mana.
Suck on that, Smiley.
Exactly.
Let's drive to his house, just get a big megaphone just yelling Chiefs mana
Smiley,
over and over again.
Your cows are Chiefs cows.
You are
deal with it.
Pulling the tits of Chiefs cows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They belong to us.
You are sucking on the udder of Chiefs mana.
Enjoy it. Because we know that you know exactly the truth, which is you live in Chiefs country.
Here we go.
D-Mac to the Highlanders next year.
D-Mac to the Highlanders? Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Let's see it.
Yeah. Get the Count in there. Get Count Dracula.
I hope we see it again. I love the idea of a good player going to a shit team and making them good. I think that's exciting, and it adds something to Super Rugby. It's added something this year.
Well, something has to happen to the Highlanders. You can't just keep...
Yeah, this is more about the Highlanders.
Even though I'd hate to lose D-Mac, if he won us a title at the Chiefs, and he just said, I want to go back to the Landers because... Then that'd be right. I'd say, you go with my blessing.
You go.
But we'd need Taha Kemara to come back from the Crusaders.
Yes.
That's the only thing. We'll send one. That's the exchange. We'll send him down to the South Island. When Taha's fit, we'll take him back.
And we'll take Willie Hines back or something like that.
I actually quite like Willie Hines. Can we have Willie Hines? He's lovable. And you want to rub his head so much, like his little bald head.
Willie Hines.
I'm surprised. He was in our wider squad for about what felt like 30 years.
Yeah, but he played for England.
Yep.
Did he?
Is he still around, Willie Hines?
Played for England.
Yeah, he played a couple of years ago. I mean, you know what? I said something about Johnny McNichol making one of the great comebacks because it was so long that he went away. And because he played last season as well before he got injured. And one of the guys at Sky goes, when was this? And I was like, come on, man. Like, can you not remember Johnny McNichol?
I can't. McNichol, did he play for the Crusaders before this year?
For fuck's sake, G Lane.
You've
commentated him.
Look,
maybe
when I commentate Crusaders games, I glaze over.
Oh, okay.
I glaze over. I don't want to. I've got no feeling. good or bad about the
So
Crusaders?
when Johnny McNichol last played for the Crusaders, I'd say Mesh, you would have been at school.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
'Cause I
What,
think
2014?
14, maybe?
Yeah.
14, 15.
Super 12 days?
Hell, that is a long time ago.
Yeah, it was
That's
a while
what I'm
ago.
saying. It's like it's a freaking unbelievable comeback. Or maybe 2016. I don't know. But it was, yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't that long ago. Okay, right.
When were you at school?
20, what school? High school?
Yeah.
2012 to 2018.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he definitely would have been. Yeah. So, yeah. It's been a long time between drinks. And for him to come back, because he went over and he played international footy as well, I think.
Oh,
yeah, Johnny McNichol. And then he's been filling in at fullback for Will Jordan. And he looks bloody good.
Looks all right, eh?
Shit, he can still run.
Yeah.
I bumped into a friend of the podcast yesterday on the golf course. Frano Bodica.
Oh my God.
He was playing golf and I was like, g'day, Frano.
So Johnny played 10 tests for Wales.
Did he?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, you saw Frano Bodica.
Well, last time I saw him, I was dangerously high on mushrooms interviewing him in Las Vegas.
You're doing a bit of a one-on-one
one-on-one chat with him. He kind of just gave me the eyebrows and moved on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a long story.
Have we got any more yours, pleases?
No, I think that's us.
Is that it?
Oh,
that's us for
hey,
today.
on the golf course yesterday, I won closest to the pin.
Really?
On the 11th, I won an Audi e-tron for the weekend.
Holy
and I
crap.
don't know if that's more hassle than it's worth. But
because you got to charge it up somewhere.
Yeah, or just dealing with the insurance. And I did say to the guy from Giltrap Prestige, I said, you realise I'm going to fill it with young children and there's going to be yogurt everywhere, ice creams. You're going to find raisins down the back seats. And he's like, are you joking? I said, nah, I'm going to thrash the shit out of that e-tron. I'm going to put it through its paces. I'm going to load kids in there.
We're going to test this
dogs.
baby
I'm going
out.
to put dogs in there, maybe a golden retriever, just put fucking shit all through it. He didn't find it that funny.
Who was the guy, the Audi guy? I think I know him.
I can't remember. Yeah, I got closest to the pin, and there was quite a few South Africans. This was the North Shore Rugby Club golf day that got postponed from March to
That's
yesterday.
why Frano was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Was it a guy called Kerry from Audi?
I can't remember. But, so you know how you write closest to the pin? You write your name, and then your team member signs it.
Yeah.
And we took a photo of it legitimately because there's so many burglars on the course. And the card comes back. Quite a few South Africans on the course, and part of the club. So they saw my name, and there's a lot of commentary around my name. Like, is a fuckwit, sucks dicks. A lot of picture of dicks around my name. So the guy's at the front reading it out, and he's like, closest to the pin, hole 10, Mike sucks dicks and cocks Lane. So there you go.
Oh, at least those South Africans, they get it.
Yeah, they do.
They
They were good.
Yeah, they understand.
They actually understood. But it was a terrible. I apologise to my team because it was 18 holes. Ambrose, you've got to take 4 drives from each member of the team, and there's a bit of science around whose drive you take and whose you don't, and trying to get them out of the way early.
Yeah.
Problem with me is they didn't quite know that if I got my four drives out of the way after that, closest to the pin, so that's the 10th hole, and then I basically take the handbrake off my consumption of beers, and I just don't care anymore.
Start crushing
and
cans. I
started crushing cans. I was fucking hopeless by the 16th, 17th, 18th. I was like, apologies, guys. You shouldn't have taken my drives because now I'm just dropping the hammer on the beers.
Where did the fellas finish up? Do you know? Were you in the conversation for the top?
Fuck no. We blew out. Too many bogeys. You can't afford to have bogeys in Ambrose.
No
bogeys. You can't have bogeys in Ambrose. We did about 3 or 4 bogeys.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, well,
Frano Bodica is a golfer. Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. He was riding this humiliating 4-wheel drive scooter thing.
How old is Frano?
He is a granddad.
Is he?
Yes.
She's looking all right for a granddad.
He'd be 65, wouldn't he?
Sure, would he?
60.
Sells a bit of real estate up the coast, Hibiscus Coast.
Oh, there's a few of them doing that.
Yeah.
Now, Richard Turner's a real estate guy as well, isn't he?
I've got so many images of just Frano looking at you after you asking some testicle-related question in Vegas. I can't get that out of my head.
Oh, he's 61. My apologies,
61?
Frano.
Still.
No, he looks good for 61.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be stuck with that.
He's a great Nick. Anyway.
All right.
Okay, have a great weekend. We'll be back tonight with the commentary. Chiefs versus the Highlanders, live and free on iHeartradio and Radio Hauraki. Thanks to Max Raff. Then tomorrow night it is Hurricanes versus Moana.
It's the Manacast.
The Manacast.
Show, boys.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.